All right. Welcome back to Conspiracy Corner Podcast. This is Abe, your host. It is still October 16th, 2025. Switched over to a 2% beer because I don't want to be meeting Mason Smith all. Had a cup of coffee, playing some video games, chatting it up with my boys. I'm so excited for tonight, dude. This is going to be fucking awesome. So, it's October. You guys know me. I do the trend of covering paranormal, ufology, true crime, all things spooky. I try to. And this is relevant. That was, by the way, Kate Bush, Running Up That Hill. And I chose that song for one, it's a beautiful fucking song. Second off, we're going to cover Stranger Things. There's a new Stranger Things season coming out. I've actually done an episode on Stranger Things in the past. If you're listening on Spotify, I will link it below in the related episodes. Go check it out because... So here's the deal. Let's cut to the chase. I'm not trying to be like edgy or fucking hipster over here, but I'm very careful about what type of media I consume, but also I'm very skeptical of like anytime that something blows up and is like super popular and super huge, and like I said, I'm not trying to be like cool or edgy, but I'm very skeptical of like, oh, this is gonna be dog shit, and I'm very cynical when it comes to media because I've seen throughout my lifetime of what's popular, like, you know, The Masked Singer and, you know, just like dumb shit becomes super fucking popular, like Taylor Swift, like so like anytime that anything blows up, I'm like, I usually either wait to watch it until everything cools down, or I don't watch it at all. But what got me onto Stranger Things was a buddy at work. He's like, dude, you gotta watch Stranger Things. And I'm like, I don't fucking want to. It's popular. It's like, it's probably trash. And he's like, no, dude, it's based off the Montauk Project. And I'm like, wait, what? And obviously, I love fucking conspiracies, man. So I was like, it's based off the Montauk Project. And I had heard about the Montauk Projects, like as far as just listening to like conspiracy podcasts and shit. So once I heard that, I was in. And I ended up binging like first 2 or 3 seasons, and then waiting on season 4, and now this is basically the final season of Stranger Things. So go check out the episode I did before on Stranger Things, and we delve into the Montauk Project and stuff. But there's a new season coming out this November, so just in time for my birthday. My birthday is November 25th, by the way. So yeah, I'm stoked, and we're going to delve into it today, because I think it's conspiracy related, and it's in the news, and I'm excited about it, and I want to talk about it. So I have a link down below, a Buy Me a Coffee account. If you would like to donate to the channel, it helps. It helps pay for business cards. Yesterday, I ordered some bumper stickers, because I don't have a bumper sticker for me and my wife's car to promote the channel, so... Me and her are both gonna... I got it done by Vistaprint, which is who I used for the business cards. They do excellent work, by the way. Here's what it looks like, just the business card. I mean, this shit's professional as fuck. So I got some bumper stickers. I'll show them off whenever they come in the mail. I have an Inside Baseball episode that might be coming out either later today or sometime within the near future. Talking about some stuff. But so the episode I did about an hour hour and a half ago. I was supposed to be meeting with Jason Donahue, but as you guys know, he's a chef. That's his day job. He's a chef, and he's got a bunch of chef stuff to do at movie taverns, so he's not going to be able to make it, which sucks because I was like, man, I want to hang out with him again, and I was going to take him out, maybe out to eat afterwards, or, you know what I mean, just kind of repay him for doing the interview with me, but, so I guess it's just going to be me and Sammy, but it's okay. I'm still going to have fun. Yeah, let's get into the show. So this is kind of bittersweet, man. Saying goodbye to Stranger Things, the Duffer Brothers tell all on Season 5 secrets, the tearful finale, and leaving Netflix for Paramount exclusive. So, wait a second. I don't have Paramount, I have Netflix. Am I not going to be able to watch this final season? I swear to God. I swear to God. Bang! Inside a dark military lab, a booming voice announces an unseen explosive event, and Millie Bobby Brown falls to the floor, a drop of blood trickling from her nose. Sirens flash above her as she curls up amid piles of shattered glass and smashed equipment. Signs of a recent violent struggle, she cries out in pain, and the disembodied voice speaks once more. "You hear footsteps coming from behind the door," says Matt Duffer, his direction piped in from a hidden speaker. "Closer, closer. Door opens. You see something. Get up. Cut." It's so crazy, too. These are the Duffer brothers, apparently. I've never seen them. I guess they're the ones who direct and make Stranger Things. I've actually never seen them before, so that's kind of cool. It's so crazy, though. I've never been on a film set, obviously. I'm not an actor. But how, like, they edit in the audio afterwards. So, like, you got him over a loudspeaker kind of directing of what's going on. Like, there's an explosion. You hear footsteps behind the door. You know, get up, Millie. Like, it's just kind of neat to see the behind the scenes, you know. Stuff that we don't think about while we're watching this, that there's some dude on a megaphone, you know. It's July 2024, and Matt and his twin brother, Ross Duffer, are on the Atlanta set of the 5th and final season of Stranger Things. I wonder if they're going to do the same thing, the Elites, with the Matrix brothers, the Kowalski brothers, and make them go trans, you know? A humiliation ritual. If you know, you know. So, it's the final season of Stranger Things, the television phenomenon they created that propelled Netflix from an upstart streamer into a transformative force in the entertainment industry. By the way, Netflix, Obama owns a huge chunk of it. The Obamas, Big Mike and Barack, Barry Santiago. Also, listen to this shit. So Sigmund Freud's nephew, Edward Bernays, I believe is his name, he made a book called Propaganda, and Edward Bernays' offspring, his family, owns Netflix in some weird way or has a big share in it. There's a whole fucking rabbit hole of Netflix. I mean, besides the cutie stuff, which we covered on this channel, Netflix is sketchy as fuck. But I love Stranger Things, so yeah. Sorry, we're going off the rails. Transformative force in the entertainment industry. They're in the middle of directing the show's feature-length 4th episode, quote-unquote Sorcerer is what it's called. And today's scene, day 131 of the year-long shoot, places Brown's psychokinetic teenager heroine, 11, at the precipice of a game-changing revelation. Fear not, this story will be spoiler-free. So that's cool. No spoilers. Good. Matt Duffer, he's the chattier one with longer and unkempt hair, a streak of which is white above his forehead, which is interesting. If you've ever seen Sixth Sense, you know, like, that usually means trauma. They've seen some shit. And Ross Duffer, he's the quieter one with shorter hair and a perpetual enigmatic smile, sit at the nearby monitors. While the crew prepares to shoot what happens once 11 passes through that mysterious door, Brown wanders over to watch playback of what she's just filmed. Quote, "I need to pee so badly, but I really want to see it," she says. "Did you like the last one? The one before?" Ross shrugs and laughs. "I don't know. There were a lot of good ones. I'll just focus on my performance like when I was 12, she says, with a dramatic sigh. "I peaked at 12, she cackles as she passes by a reporter. "You can write that in Variety. I peaked at 12 and it's been downhill ever since." So, Millie Brown, she's cool as fuck. That's once again, it just kind of shows you, like, the director's like, yeah, there's a bunch that are good. And sometimes they stitch them together. So, like, most people don't realize, unless you've, like, grew up in, like, the early 2000s, if you're a millennial like me and watch the behind the scenes on DVDs of how movies are made, you can literally, like, a 5-minute scene, they will literally do multiple takes over and over. And you'll be doing that same scene, I'm talking like 15, 20 times sometimes, until they either stitch together multiple takes of it, like a compilation, or they find the perfect one, or... So it's very repetitive, man. Hats off to actors, man. Later in the day, the brothers sit down in the elaborate green room on stage 16 of the 35-acre production facility alongside a ping pong table and the Stranger Things pinball game. Ping pong. Dun dun dun! Comment ping pong. Sorry. I can't help but notice the shit. Stranger Things pinball game, I actually played that one. It's pretty fucking cool. I can't remember where it was at, but I played it. I was like, dude, Stranger Things pinball. I love pinball. I have a pinball machine. It's in storage, sadly, but... A recreation of the show's famed Christmas lights alphabet from Season 1 is on display. A reminder of how far the pair have come since the show first premiered in 2016. So they got a pinball machine, ping pong table, the Christmas lights from Season 1 on display. I ain't gonna lie, dude, I just kind of want to go and check this set out. It sounds fucking dope. Just for, like, curiosity, like, film a travel log, you know? When they started, they were unknown 30-somethings with a few credits to their name. So they're, like, around my age and already fucking millionaires directing amazing pieces of art. Now at 41, they are certified star makers, having supercharged the careers of the cast Brown, David Harbour, Sadie Sink, Joseph Quinn, the list goes on. Not to mention reasserting the pop culture of the bona fide 80s. Icons like Winona Ryder. Oh, Winona Ryder's a fucking MILF. You guys know me, man. I love pale brunettes, dude, and I would eat Winona Ryder's butt. I'm not gonna fucking lie, dude. I would eat her butt for hours. Sorry, this is not a kid's show. Paul Reisner and Sean Astin. I forgot Samwise was in it. He was like a stepdad or something. Or a boyfriend, you know, to one of the kids' moms. And now with a lucrative new 4-year deal for film and TV at Paramount for their production company, Upside Down Pictures, Inversion, dun dun dun, as above, so below. They're primed to become the crown princess of Hollywood. So there's another picture of one of the Duffer brothers. We are more confident and knowledgeable than we were back then, Matt says, taking a deep breath. But there's all these other added pressures now. feels like there's the eye of Sauron on you. A lot of people watching, lots of expectations, a lot of money is being spent. And that is a lot of pressure, dude, because this is it. This is apparently the final season, which I understand. I was talking to a coworker 2 nights ago, and I was telling her, I was like, dude, I really don't watch that much TV as far as, and by TV, I mean like mainstream movies or mainstream series. It has to be something that I really want to go see for me to go to the theaters and watch it. Or it has to be something I'm really fucking interested in or really curious about to like watch on Netflix as far as a movie, or especially to dedicate a bunch of time into a series. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not trying to be edgy or cool, but most of what is put out is either propaganda or just honestly just trash. And if I'm watching something, I want it to be like based off of, at least loosely based off of some form of reality, history, conspiracy. And I'm cool with artistic license, you know, I get it. I don't know. I'm just very picky on the media that I consume. So I was telling my coworker though, I was like, dude, this is like bittersweet for me because I love Stranger Things and I've been into it like for years now. And I understand that everyone's growing up and they're like, okay, we gotta end the show eventually. But there's a part of me that's like sad, like, can't we keep it going? Come on. Like, you know, let's turn it into fucking Grey's Anatomy with 1,000,000,000 seasons. You know what I mean? But I get it, man. It's the old phrase, all good things must come to an end, you know? Like Game of Thrones, this is going to be one, though, that I'm going to buy the whole series on DVD and just fucking have it so I can watch it. Because when I get into a show, very rarely do I do it. So, like, most times I will literally buy the whole series on DVD so I can just watch it whenever the fuck I want. Like Game of Thrones and Lost, at their height, Stranger Things has seized the public's imagination by blending a deep ensemble of richly drawn characters with dazzling and expensive genre storytelling on a cinematic scale. Like those earlier shows too, Stranger Things has woven a naughty mythology, in this case involving a phantasmagorical alternate dimension called the Upside Down, that's populated with ferocious supernatural entities along with a nefarious government program bent on weaponizing children with psychic abilities. This is where it ties into the Montauk project. Which, by the way, there was a lot of alleged sexual trafficking and abuse with these children who were involved in the Montauk project, which they don't show in Stranger Things, and I understand why, but just saying, man, you got to do a deep dive on the Montauk project. It's fucking insane. Are no less than the end of the world, all taking place with the bucolic, I don't even know what that means, 1980s suburban setting of fictional Hawkins, Indiana. Which, by the way, apparently they do tours of the actual town where they filmed it, like Hawkins, Indiana. I would love to go. It'd be fucking cool. And I do love the atmosphere, the setting of the 1980s of this small town. It's fucking neat. As someone who was a 90s kid who grew up watching 80s movies, you know, because my dad was a cinephile, like, it's neat. It was a better time. 80s and 90s. I've never lived through the 80s, but the 90s were awesome, you know, so I know the 80s had to have been more awesome. The young stars have spent literally half their lives on this show. They all grew up together, honestly, in a weird way. Their characters' fierce and hard-fought bonds, creating a found family that fans have devoured with ever-increasing popularity. The series has hit Netflix top 10 in all 93 countries. 93. Sorry. Order Templo Orientis. The company measures. Season 4 was the first ever English language series to cross 1 billion hours streamed on the platform, and continues to be the streamer's third most popular English language TV title. And now the Duffers must somehow resolve all these plot threads, along with their storylines of a massive cast with 21 series regulars for season 5. A daunting undertaking, especially considering how many prior hits haven't stuck the landing. Quote, "They have had their hearts broken by shows that they loved that failed fans in the end," says Stranger Things executive producer Sean Levy, whose first championed show and the Duffers threw his company 21 laps and brought it to Netflix in 2015. They did not want and do not want and refuse to be one of those shows. The Duffers are acutely aware that the way they conclude Stranger Things matters more than any other creative decision they've made over the past decade. That's right, dude. You better end this fucking good. If you're going to end it, you better end it fucking good. They've been almost monomaniacally determined to deliver a cinematic final 8 episodes. So it's only 8 episodes. Oh, it's so sad. I think each episode's like an hour long, though, so 8 hours worth. Episodes that provide not only a feeling of resolution, but of satisfying inevitability. So that, as Ross puts it, when future Netflix subscribers binge the entire series, it doesn't feel like we dropped a storyline. It all connects. So it sounds like they're going to do this fucking right. They're going to do this fucking royal, which is good. We do every last remaining thing we want to do with the Demigorgons and the Mind Flayer and Vecna and the Upside Down and Hawkins and these characters, adds Matt. This is a complete story. It's done. As for how much money they've spent along the way, the Duffers decline to elaborate. All Netflix's chief creative officer, Bella Bajaria, will say is, "We want to spend as much money as it is to realize the vision of what's on the page, and this season is no different." I would love to do a deep dive on Bella Bajaria, just because I know the shady background cloaked figures who run Netflix, and I'm curious about her. We'll have to do a deep dive. Hit me up in the comments. We want to spend as much... Okay. A Puck report puts the budget at $50 million to $60 million per episode. I gotta go pee. Hang on a second. Sorry about that. We do every last remaining thing we wanted to do with the... Okay, sorry. Did that. There's another picture of a Duffer brother. I don't see the gray spot, though. Or the white spot. Maybe they're just making it up for... make their article more fancy. Or he dyed it. For Netflix, Stranger Things represents the first time the streamer learned how to be Netflix as we know it today. The company developed its now robust consumer products division because of this show, and has partnered with brands ranging from Nike and Coca-Cola and Lego and Williams-Sonoma to promote it. Funko, the first licensing partner, has sold an astonishing 14 million Pop figures. Funko Pop is so ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie though. I mean, we've covered Labubu. It's all the same shit. It's Beanie Babies, man. I'm so glad my wife did not get into Funko Pops, man, because it's such a retarded hobby. Nor is the merch the only brand extension. The prequel play, Stranger Things: The First Shadow, has been running in... Wait, they have a play? Stranger Things: The First Shadow? A prequel? Oh, dude, I swear to God, if this ever plays in Lexington or Louisville, I want to fucking go. Since December 2023. I do want to see the Harry Potter one too, Cursed Child. and on Broadway since April, and has won 2 Oliver and 3 Tony Awards. It's no surprise that Netflix is expecting the show to dominate the holiday season. The first 4 episodes premiere over Thanksgiving, the next 3 at Christmas, and the finale at New Year's Eve. So they planned this perfect, man. I'm stoked. When we finish a season, there's always the safety net of, oh, we get to go back to these characters, says Ross. That is going to be the hardest thing to adjust to when it's January 1st and it's like, oh, we don't have that. Oh, it's sad. It's bittersweet. These final months were always going to be bittersweet. Bittersweet? I love it. For the Duffers. But the Paramount deal, landing right as Netflix is about to crank up the volume on its global campaign for their show, has made this time even more dramatic. They still have business at the only home they've ever really known, including, among other projects, and as yet undetermined Stranger Things spin-off series. So, that would be fucking cool. It sounds like they're thinking about spin-off series. I will definitely check it out, and I hope that they keep it, because, okay, the Project Montauk world, it involves so many different things, like turning a battleship invisible, the child trafficking, there's like cult shit. There's so much fucking lore within Project Montauk that the spin-off series, they could take different things besides like Eleven's story and the child stuff and like get into like creating invisibility for ships and shit, like military projects like that. Like, it'd be so, there's so much they could do with this, man. I'll definitely check out the side series and probably review them on this channel for Conspiracy Cinema and stuff. But when their deal there concludes in April, the Duffers will abandon the crazy creative leash we have at Netflix, Matt says, for a wide open future that won't be governed by streaming algorithms or defined by the single and singular success. So it sounds like they'll have more freedom with the spin-off stuff, which is always fucking good. Stranger Things made its debut amid the fevered first waves of peak TV, when 2 guys with no track record could be afforded the creative freedom and gargantuan resources to tell their story their way. It feels like lightning in a bottle situation, says Matt, which freaks us out because it's like, well, can we do that again? Dude, I definitely understand that. As someone who has created art as far as like music, painting, journalism, podcasting. I mean, I've been an artist for like forever, you know. I understand that feeling of like if I started a band right now, there's always going to be in the back of my head, is it going to be as good as Vicious Fist back in the day? You know. Back on the set, Matt and Ross are standing with their crew, planning the next extremely spoilery experience. A last-minute suggestion from Brown has turned the Duffers' careful plans for it, yes, upside down. I see what you did there. Ross and I will talk about how we're going to cut it together, Matt announces as his brother, nervously chewing on a pen cap, stands next to him. Minutes later, they walk back to the monitors to have that conversation, watching on Ross's phone footage that they've already shot, their heads inches apart, their voices murmuring, barely above a whisper. So, we'll wrap it up there, though. Stranger Things 5 is coming out, and I'm sad and excited. I mean, the whole thing is bittersweet. And it's conspiracy related. I enjoy Stranger Things. Let me know if you're a fan. And if you've never looked into the Montauk Project, which it's based off of, dude, talk about a fucking rabbit hole. You're about to get your socks blown off. Go look into it. Please like, share, and subscribe. Y'all have a good day. I may or may not put out another episode. We shall see. Love y'all.